Don't you worry, the clip's about to begin, but don't forget to subscribe. Or else. Don't make me turn this website around.
So we'll start with our first caller. First call is Tiger in Colorado. So
Hi, Tiger.
Tiger through. Hi, Tiger.
Hello?
How you doing? Welcome to the line. You're on the line, my friend. What would you like to talk about today? Tiger, hello. Can you hear us? Oh, I can't hear you very well, my friend. Vice, can you
Hey,
hear
how you
Tiger?
guys doing?
There it is.
There you
Hi.
are. There you
I'm
are.
doing
Now I
pretty
can hear
good.
you.
Well, here's the thing. I've been debating in churches since I started college in 1980, and
Okay.
that was when we had these things called libraries, where you have like a lot of books.
I've heard of those.
Are you there?
My father has a Master of Library Science, so I am familiar with libraries.
Yeah. Well, I do too. I should say. There's so much information out there now.
You
that,
did? Your
anybody
degree
can
was
access.
rescinded?
Huh?
No, sorry. I said my father has a Master's of Library Science, and you said you do as well, or you used to. But so I'm just kind of
No. I have my masters are in physics, math, and my first one was in business administration.
okay.
Oh, there you go.
But
So
I
would you like to talk about today?
the thing is, the debate. I've been doing this going on 40 years now, and I think debating. The only issue that should be debated is there a God?
Okay.
It's gotten sidetracked over the last 20 years. It's gotten sidetracked. It starts getting into evolution and trying to prove things by inference.
So
And
which side of the debate do you fall on?
Oh, I've been an atheist all my life. My grandfather was a minister, and I just never bought it. I feel the hypocrisy of the people that were pushing it when I was a kid. And I started reading when I was about 3.5, and I had a grandmother tell me, if you want to know everything in the world, read this book, and I did. And by the time I was 7, I was a full-blown atheist.
So why do you think that the conversation is sidetracked, though? No, Tiger, though, why do you think that the other components of the conversation, like surrounding evolution, for example, and morality, why do you think that that's a sidetrack? I'm interested in that.
Well, because it doesn't. The only issue that is the main issue, you want to, don't dance around the dick and get right in there and do the number. Is there a God? And it's evolved over the course of 40 years. It used to be that was the main question, but now it's evolving into.
See, my objection here would be that, important to what? To what end is it the most important question? Because there are people that have been incredibly productive members of society that are very devout religious people. But then the people that are religious and deny science, those are the ones that are doing the real harm. So the way I see it, for my goal of having a more well-educated society, I don't care if you stay a Christian, if you continue to believe in God. I just want you to accept science. I think the world would be a better place if religion disappeared.
The people you're trying to debate with, like the young Earth creationists and the flat earthers, the whole thing is you're probably not going to get through to them. You might get through to some people who kind of have questions on the bubble. But
as a former young Earth creationist, I disagree with that very strongly. It was not the question of whether or not God exists that got me out of religion. It was the evolution question. So
right.
I get. That's what I'm saying. You guys. If that's what got you out of there, there's other avenues besides just debate.
Yeah.
Tiger, I don't think I just don't. One sec. I keep trying to talk. Oh my gosh, I just want to talk for 1 second. So I understand what you're saying. You're saying you think that the most important question is if there is or isn't a God. So I get that. I understand what you're saying here, and the rest of it seems like tangential and somewhat related, but none of it really matters. If there is no God, none of that matters anyway, because they all either lead into somebody's belief, which is a false belief, or they don't. I get that component, but I don't think that it's all just debate. A lot of this is about presentation, education, and dialogue. And not everybody believes in a God. Most people, I would argue, don't believe in a God because they have a real clear philosophical definition of a God.
It's indoctrination. It's indoctrination is what it is.
It's not even necessarily only indoctrination. A lot of it is emotional appeal and personal experience or miseducation. You can call it indoctrination if you want. I think also that can sometimes hold people up as well. If they hear you're indoctrinated, that they put up walls. So if what you're looking to do is convince people to believe what comports more with reality, you're not going to go straight to whether or not a God exists. You're going to need to start kind of picking apart the reasons, the foundations for why I think that's
the point, and I agree with you on what you're saying about, you're not going to reach people. But here's the thing. I don't care what anybody believes as long as they don't try and affect me. And that's what's happened. It's broken down. They are trying to affect the laws. And I don't know if you've ever been, well, you're a Canuck, so I think you obviously been lucky enough not to be south of the Mason-Dixon.
No, well, this is actually a topic that I don't know if we want to talk about like LGBTQ equality. I've touched on that a few times on my channel, and I absolutely agree. Religion should not really be the deciding factor there, and that is something that I've come at from a perspective of I'm not telling you to accept LGBTQ people because I think that's what God wants. I'm telling you to do it because, like, you break it down and say there's no real reason not to. Like, there's any
it doesn't violate anybody's rights.
Yeah, like
and I agree with you. It does not. And by the way, I've listened to you a lot. I love your shit. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
But both of you, Shannon, I love your shit. You knocked it out of the park a couple of weeks ago with Matt when, you're obviously knowledgeable in statistics.
Oh,
and that was beautiful.
Thanks.
That was beautiful. I almost had to pull my pesky out. That was just the way you took that guy over the coals. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure. And I think we've evolved to this point, and I think it's good. But I think that the focus now should be, the other thing is you just don't give a lot of these guys, you don't give Kent Hovind an arena. You don't give a guy like Kent Hovind an arena because people he's affecting.
My last response video to Kent Hovind was he did a whack an atheist on me. And instead of giving him a proper response, I did a drunken movie night thing with the wife and was like, "Oh, we'll give him the response he deserves. We'll just get drunk and trash talk."
I saw both of those. He is he's an example. It poisons the well. But I think that a lot of it has to deal with the idea that people should be able to believe what they want to believe, but the problem is it's infecting the herd now.
Yeah, I think we agree more than we disagree here, Tiger. I think we agree more than we disagree. I think we're on the same track here. Like, I think that we both agree that there's things about religion that are affecting society, and they're all predicated on some form of God belief, and whatever the person or group believes follows from that. And then it's important to gauge, but also be cognizant of not giving people who aren't deserving of larger audiences a platform for additional exposure, and that the people who hold those beliefs are having an effect on society that we could argue is detrimental. So I think we agree more than we disagree, but I do have like a bunch of other calls in the queue. So we are going to have to let you go. And I do appreciate your call. It was lovely to have a chit chat with you.
I was going to say one last thing is I think that's happening now because guys like Aaron Raw and Dillahunty, they're not debating, Saichen Bruggencate anymore. And I think that's what my point is more than anything, is getting away from those clowns and just, don't give them an arena to posit their stuff. Let them do it in the public. But I think focus more on productive issues.
I agree. I have an entire channel dedicated to it, so I completely agree with you. And I thank you very much.
Yeah, I've seen it, sweetie. You guys are really good. I really like watching you too.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tiger. Have a good day.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
All right.
I think with Cy, it's once you've seen one debate of his, you've seen them all. So
yeah, I've had Cy on my channel. He like really early on, like ages and ages ago. I had Cy on. I actually get on okay with Cy. I disagree with literally everything that's ever come out of his mouth, but I get on relatively okay with him.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip for The Line. While you're here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and then share this with that bitter uncle of yours who loves talking about the good old days.